When you think about a prince, many things come to mind: wealth, luxury, castles, and many more flashy things. But what if I told you this doesn't apply to all princes? I know saying a prince can be poor sounds like English collapsing on itself, but there are, in fact, some princes who live normal lives and have more financial limitations than you'd expect. Of course, they are still princes, and some are even first in line to inherit their respective kingdoms. They just don't match the general perception of royals, at least not in the financial department. Without further ado, we will be looking at a list of the top 10 poorest princes in the world, starting from the least poor to the poorest. You would be shocked by some of the names on this list. Let's get started. Prince Carl Philip of Sweden. First on our list at number 10 is Prince Carl Philip, a member of the royal family of Sweden. Officially known as the Duke of Värmland, he was the second child and only son of King Carl XVI Gustav and Queen Sylvia, and the fourth in line to the throne. At birth, he was named the Crown Prince. However, this changed when a law was passed in Sweden allowing female royal members to rule as Queen Regent. Now that he's no longer the Crown Prince and heir apparent, some of the royal privileges that come with this position have been passed on to Crown Princess Victoria, his elder sister, and the new heir. Apart from living in the Stockholm Palace worth millions of dollars, other privileges include land, property, jewelry, and incentives, all of which could significantly buff up his net worth. Now, the prince has a net worth of $10 million, which he has accumulated solely due to his job in the royal family. While $10 million is not an average person's net worth, it is considerably less in comparison to princes from other prominent royal families. Prince Louis of Luxembourg. Next, we have Prince Louis, the son of the Grand Duke and Grand Duchess of Luxembourg. After spending most of his life in Luxembourg's Grand Ducal Palace and enjoying the luxury that comes with being in the royal family, Louis decided to give all of that up when he chose to marry his ex-wife, Tessie Antony. According to the law of Luxembourg, it is unacceptable for a member of the royal family to marry a non-royal. After their wedding, the prince relinquished his entitlement to the throne and as an official member of the royal family, and the couple left for the United Kingdom. They lived a quiet life and had 2 children, Gabriel and Noah. However, Prince Louis was still allowed to keep his title. Not much about his life is known, since he hasn't been in the public eye for a while, but his estimated net worth, according to Forbes, is about $5 million. Unfortunately, he and Tessie got divorced in 2019, and it's hard not to wonder if he'd be richer had he not given it all up for love. Well, it's too late to think about that now. And although $5 million is not too shabby for a regular person, it's just not very typical of a prince. Prince Frederick of Denmark. Next on our list is Prince Frederick of Denmark. I bet many people are surprised to see him appear on this list, but things just aren't always what they seem. Prince Frederick is not just a popular royal, he is also next in line to the throne of the Kingdom of Denmark as the elder son of Queen Margrethe II and Prince Henrik, and given his position in the royal family, carrying out royal duties is his primary line of work. Unlike the princes we see in fairy tale stories, Frederick actually has to juggle real jobs, not just as the crown prince, but also as a humanitarian and advocate, mainly for sports and health. He oversees the Crown Prince Frederick Foundation and organizes public events in Denmark for several causes. Some of his work has been published on international TV, and he is well loved among the Danish people. For a prince this popular, it is almost unbelievable that Prince Frederick is not as rich as most people expect. According to Forbes, his net worth is just $4 million, which is a small cut of the total worth of the Danish royal family. So, it is very likely that the prince gets much richer when he becomes the King of Denmark. Prince Larothali Siaso of Lesotho. Next on our list is Prince Larothali, the crown prince and heir apparent of the Kingdom of Lesotho, all the way in southern Africa. Born in 2007, Prince Larothali is one of the youngest princes on this list. Even though the young prince is in line to inherit a whole kingdom, his level of participation in the public part of royal life is relatively minimal, which is understandable since he is still a high school student. However, his estimated net worth is valued at $3 million. Considering his allotment of the family's wealth, quite frankly, he is richer than most people his age. But for a prince, he is not exactly one of the richest out there. Prince Sebastian of Luxembourg. At number 6, we have Prince Sebastian, the fifth and youngest child of the Grand Duke and Grand Duchess of Luxembourg. He is also the younger brother of Prince Louis, who we discussed earlier. The 30-year-old prince is one of the most popular, loved, and respected royals in the country. And while this could be for a couple of reasons, the most obvious ones would be his charming nature and interest in sports and other related public events. However, Prince Sebastian isn't doing as well as you'd expect when it comes to the financial department. The prince has an estimated net worth of $2 million, and because of his position in the family, he will only keep going down the line of succession as his siblings have more children. Therefore, his financial well-being is not exactly too important for the royal bursary. As it stands, Prince Sebastian's already low net worth is expected to keep going down as the royal family expands. Fortunately, the prince has other interests, which could serve as good sources of income. Prince Gabriel of Belgium. Next, we have Prince Gabriel of Belgium, the second child of Queen Mathilde and King Philippe, and second in line to the throne. The 19-year-old prince is popular among the Belgians. However, he hasn't had a lot of public assignments, and this is because he is currently undergoing military training at the Royal Military Academy of Belgium. Although he won't be inheriting the Royal Palace of Laeken, he has other allotments and inheritance in terms of money, property, and titles. But even with that, the prince's net worth is estimated at $1.5 million. Apart from his position as a royal, Prince Gabriel seems interested in his education. And who knows, maybe the king and queen will allow him to have a regular job outside the palace. However, if that doesn't happen, and chances are it won't, the prince could remain on this list for a while. Prince Haakon of Norway. At number 4, we have Prince Haakon of Norway, the only son of King Harald V and Queen Sonja, and the crown prince of the Kingdom of Norway. The prince comes from 4 generations of royals from the prestigious House of Glücksburg. Although he is still a prince, Haakon had the opportunity to lead the country and sit on the Norwegian throne when his father, the king, was undergoing cancer treatment several years ago. The prince lives in a rural home at Skogum in the Oslo suburb of Asker. And although the house is worth some millions of dollars, it is being paid for from the taxes of Norwegians. The royal family of Norway is estimated to have a net worth of at least $50 million, but the prince's own net worth is valued at about $1.2 million. This includes the land he has been allotted, the jewelry his family inherited and owned, and incentives. That is a very low value for a prince, and not just any prince, the crown prince of one of Europe's most popular kingdoms. Prince Ziza Dlamini of Eswatini. At number 3, we have Prince Ziza Dlamini, the third child of HRH Prince Thumbamuzi Dlamini of the Kingdom of Eswatini, formerly known as Swaziland. Prince Ziza is known for many things, and his position in the royal family of Eswatini is probably the least of them. His uncle is the King of Eswatini, and most interestingly, he is the grandson of Nelson Mandela. Unlike most of the princes we've seen on this list, Prince Ziza has other jobs apart from being a working member of the Eswatini royal family. The prince is a humanitarian, youth activist, spokesperson for the United Nations Millennium Development Goals, and the founder of the Ubuntu Institute for Young Social Entrepreneurs. He is also part of movements aimed at combating world problems like HIV and AIDS, poverty, hunger, and illiteracy. Just what you'd expect from Nelson Mandela's grandson. However, despite the prince's many jobs and properties as a member of the Eswatini royal family, he has a net worth of just $1 million. Prince Emmanuel of Belgium. At number 2, we have Prince Emmanuel of Belgium, the third child of Queen Mathilde and King Philippe, and the younger brother of Prince Gabriel of Belgium. Prince Emmanuel's lifestyle is very similar to Prince Gabriel's. However, in terms of net worth, Prince Emmanuel's is valued at $1 million. Given his position as third in line to the throne, he probably won't get any richer as his siblings begin to have their children and the royal family expands. So the young prince might have to get a different job in the future. Prince Jigme Namgyal Wangchuck of Bhutan. Claiming the #1 spot of poorest princes in the world is Prince Jigme Namgyal Wangchuck of Bhutan, a kingdom in South Asia. The 7-year-old prince is the first child and heir apparent of the king and queen of Bhutan, and is one of the most loved people in his country. However, the Kingdom of Bhutan has a poor economy, making it one of the poorest countries in the world. Therefore, the royal family is also one of the poorest in the world. As a result, the beloved Prince Jigme will not inherit much, and his current net worth is estimated at $500,000. With a net worth this low, the prince is sure to have some financial struggles that regular people have. Regardless of how poor he may be, the young prince is still a royal. Therefore, he has power and influence. And depending on who you ask, that is more important than having all the money. What about Jeff Bezos' billionaire lifestyle after retirement? Watch that video right here.